What is yoga? As yoga teachers, it's essential for us to deeply understand yoga's true essence, not just as a physical practice, but as a holistic lifestyle. So first, let's start with the fundamental question, what is yoga? In the most simple terms, yoga is the practice of uniting the mind, body, and spirit. The term yoga comes from Sanskrit, which is to mean to yoke or to unite, in the union of the individual self with the universal consciousness. Now, let's explore yoga's philosophical roots. Yoga has a rich centuries-old history, with its earliest mentions found in the ancient Vedas, the sacred scriptures of India. As yoga evolved, its techniques expanded to include not only physical practices, but also profound wisdom on how to live conscious, ethical life. One of the key texts in yoga philosophy is the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. In this ancient guide, Patanjali outlines the eight-limbed path of yoga, or the Ashtanga yoga. These 8 limbs act as a framework for living a balanced, harmonious life. Now, let's dive into the 8 limbs. The first one is yamas. Yamas are the ethical guidelines for living in harmony with others, like writing, non-violence, and truthfulness. The second one is niyamas. Niyamas are the personal observances and practices that include cleanness and then contentment. The third one is asanas. Asanas, as you know, they are the physical postures that prepare the body for meditation and promote physical well-being. The fourth one is pranayama. Pranayama is about breath control to energize and calm the body and the mind. The fifth one is pratyahara, withdrawal of all the senses, encouraging the inner awareness of the body. The sixth one is the dharana. Dharana is the practice of concentration and focusing the mind. The next one is the dana, which is the meditation and cultivating the mindfulness practice. And the eighth one, which we call samadhi. Samadhi is the union or enlightenment of the ultimate state of peace and clarity. Now that we have taken a look at the Patanjali 8-limbed path of yoga, we're going to dive into the dimensions of yoga. Many assume yoga only to the practice of the asanas and different physical or breathing or meditative practices. But yoga is not just that. Yoga can be experienced on multiple levels. So it can be the physical level, the mental level, or the spiritual level. Let's take a closer look to each of those dimensions. At a physical level, yoga is a series of postures, or what we call asanas, that improve flexibility, strength, and posture. These poses engage the body in the way that it helps us to release tension, improve alignment, and build resilience. The physical practice also prepares the body for longer periods of stillness, especially during meditation. The mental dimension of yoga is equally transformative, which allows us to practice breathwork and meditation through pranayama and reduce stress and anxiety. It cultivates the focus, clarity, and emotional balance, teaching us to stay grounded and present even in challenging situations. Finally, the spiritual dimension of yoga encourages us to tap into a deeper sense of purpose and connection. While not all yoga practitioners engage with the spiritual aspect of yoga, the philosophy of yoga encourages us in mindfulness, compassion, and inner peace, qualities that can transform our life, your students' lives, off the mat and on the mat. It's important to remind your yoga students that yoga is actually a way of life. The yamas and niyamas from Patanjali's teaching offer ethical and moral guidelines that help us cultivate compassion, self-discipline, and humility. These teachings encourage us to live with greater awareness and integrity both in personal and professional lives. As yoga teachers, it's crucial to embody these principles in our lives. By living mindfully and with intention, we're not only deepening our own practices, but also set an example for our students.